Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Mila from STEM&Space, and I would like to welcome you today to our interaction for the one of the biggest celestial events that you are going to see. And what is this event? By now, you all know what's happening on Monday, the 21st. Yes, it is also the day of winter solstice, but a very special celestial event is going to occur on that evening, and that is the Great Conjunction. So I'm sure you're all excited to hear about it and to know how you can see it because you can see this event only once in your lifetime. So again, this is Dr. Mila from STEM&Space, and I now welcome my colleague, Arjun Gulia, educator with STEM&Space, to tell us more about this event and what it is, why is it so special, and how you can see it. So, Arjun, take it forward, please.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Mila ma'am. So yes, like me, I think everybody is excited about this event, that the great conjunction that we are going to have. And what makes it special is that this particular one, where they are coming this close, is happening after so long. It is happening after 800 years. So yeah, so it is once in a lifetime and once in a generation kind of a event. So let me tell you more about it. So to do that, let me share my screen, and I'll be sharing a presentation with you all. Yeah. And yeah. All right. So I hope you can see it, ma'am. Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
we can see
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Perfect. So here, okay. So here we have on 21st, on the day of winter solstice, we have the Great Conjunction. But let me tell you what exactly it is. So, Great Conjunction is basically an event where it is a basically a moment of minimum separation between two objects as seen from Earth. Like we all see different kind of objects moving around in the sky. We have stars, we have the moon, we have the planets, and others like sun and all also. But if we talk about the night sky, some of them keep on moving relatively, let's say, against the backdrop of the stars. So when they are moving, now sometimes what happens that some of these two objects, maybe the moon or a particular star, maybe a moon or a planet, and maybe two planets, they visibly come very close to each other. And that is a very special event, and that event only is known as the conjunction. So here I have a picture where you can easily see that in this picture you can see the Spica, the Mars, and all the major stars. But in their movement on this particular day, the Saturn and Moon, they come very close. So this was basically the conjunction between Saturn and Moon. So again, you may think that it can be very common, but it is not that common, especially the one which happens between the planets. So here you can see that Saturn and Moon are very close to each other. Similarly, on 31st Jan 2019, there was another event where Venus and Jupiter, two planets, came very close to Moon, and they form kind of a triangle. Right. So moon moves, let's say, very much in the sky every day. So for this to happen, it is a very special event, right? So again, so let me give you one more example. This is another conjunction between Jupiter, Venus, and Moon. Right. So here is the Jupiter, here is the Venus, and you can see, and at the bottom you can see that this small arc is your moon. Yeah. So now when these two planets, when two particular planets, they come very close to each other, that moment we call it a planetary conjunction. Okay. So it's not that they're coming together in the space. Obviously they are in their respective orbits. So Venus is at their in its orbit and the Jupiter is in its orbit. But as viewed from Earth, you will see that both of them have aligned properly. So this is when the conjunction occurs. So in a normal term, if I were to tell you, in a normal language, if I were to tell you when does a conjunction happen, it happens is that when uh, the Earth and two other planets, or maybe three other planets, when moving in their orbits, they come in one straight line. then we have a conjunction, because then is the only time we can actually see them up close. So it is a what we say, it is a way of planetary alignment, right? So they align together in a geometrical shape of one line, right? So here, so you can see that Jupiter, in the previous figure when I showed that Jupiter and Venus, they came very close. They didn't come very close in the space, they actually came very close as viewed from Earth, because in its orbit, the Venus was somewhere over here and the Jupiter was somewhere over here. So they came pretty close to each other, which allowed us to be able to see them in one straight line, right? Yeah. So in actual, basically, yeah. So Earth is in a position where two or more planets are there in a straight line, right? So now let me tell you what is a great conjunction. So great conjunction, as the name suggests, is between two great planets. So what are the great planets? These great planets are the two biggest planets of our solar system, that is the Jupiter and the Saturn. So when this kind of conjunction happened between these two gas giants, we call it the great conjunction, right? So here you can see that these, basically the great conjunction this year, it will be occurring on December 21st, 2020, and it will be easily visible in the night sky. If you go out tonight, you can still see it, right? So yeah, uh, here you can see that how they are coming together every day. So if I am sitting over here, let's say, on a particular, if I were to see the Jupiter and Saturn on 2nd of October, I would have found that Jupiter and Saturn are actually very far apart from each other. But as the day went on, they started coming together to each other till 21st December. They will continue to do so, and on 21st they will come so close to each other that they haven't come in the last 800 years. Right, so that's what makes this conjunction very special. Right, so here, let me tell you that why exactly it happens. So for this I have a very nice video which explains it. So just I'll just play it here. so that was a video about the Great Conjunction. It told you a lot of things. So let me elaborate on that. So first, till now, what we have learned is we have learned what is conjunction and between which object this kind of conjunction happen. Why is it special? Right? Because it is a planetary alignment. Not only planetary, when there is a between moon and particular planet, then at that time, that planet, Earth, and our moon becomes in a straight line. So whenever three celestial objects comes in a straight line, there is a conjunction. Right? Now, let me tell you that why this conjunction happen and how does it happen. Right? So why it happens is obviously it comes in a straight line, but how does the conjunction happen? It happens like, as you can see, Jupiter is moving in its orbit, Saturn is moving in its orbit. Right? Obviously, they are never going to come close to each other. Then, let's say, when they are in the closest approach within their orbit. But as viewed from Earth, when does it happen? So it happens when basically they all align together. But why is it so special? It's special because their orbits is very big. As compared to Earth, the Jupiter and Saturn, and they are very far away from the Sun, and their orbit is also very big. So it takes a lot of time for these planets to complete their one revolution around the Sun. So Jupiter, one complete revolution around the Sun, it takes every 12 years. And similarly, for Saturn, it takes nearly 30 years for it to complete one complete circle around the Sun. So what does it mean? It means that for Jupiter, every single year, it moves only 30 degree in its orbit. So if I were to say that, okay, so this is one complete circle is complete 360-degree in one particular year, this will only move around 30 degree like this, right? So it will move around 30 degrees. Similarly, if I talk about the Saturn, when Saturn moves in the sky, it will move around 12 degree in a year. So obviously for them to be visible in a straight line, they have to basically cross each other, right, in their orbit. So that is not very easy to happen. That happens very rarely. How rarely does that happen? On Earth here, basically, if we say that Jupiter is moving 30 degree and Saturn is moving 12 degree, it means that Jupiter is catching up to Saturn every single year a bit, because Jupiter is moving fast, Saturn is moving slow, right? It is similar. You can take an analogy between the race between a rabbit and the tortoise, right? So tortoise, even though he has the lead, he was moving slowly, and the rabbit is running fast, and he's catching up to him, right? So what is happening is, so over here you can see that it is moving 12 degrees a year and it is moving 30 degree a year. So at the end of each year, it is gaining 18 degrees over Saturn. What do I mean by this? What I mean by this is, let's say, here we have the Saturn. At the start of the year, it is over here. At the start of year, Jupiter is over here. At the end of this year, it has moved 12 degrees and now it is over here. Initially, they had a separation of 180 degree. You can see over here, right? So at the end of the year, what will happen is that it is moving 12 degree, but the Jupiter, it has now moved 30 degree and the Jupiter is now over here. So the gap between these two is not 180 anymore. It is come down to, let's say, 168 degrees or 162 degrees, right? So with this way, Jupiter keeps on catching up on Saturn every year. So with this calculation, what happens is that since after every 20 years, right, what happens is Jupiter catches up to Saturn and they all appear in a single line. So as you can see in this animation over here, when these three planets line up or when these three arrow line up, this is when the conjunction happens, right? Because this is what the planetary alignment means, that these three planets coming in a straight line. You can see that Jupiter is catching up to Saturn slowly and slowly and slowly. And at this moment right here, they are in one complete line, one straight line. And this is when from Earth, they will appear very close to each other. And this is what a conjunction is, right? So yeah, so it is a rare event and it happens after every, let's say 20 years. Now, you said, sir, earlier you told me that it is happening after 800 years. Now you're telling me it is happening, it happens after every 20 years. So what is the difference? The difference is that what happens that every time they come close, now they don't come, it varies. How come they close to each other? It varies every time. Sometimes they come close around uh, zero point 0.2 degrees in the sky. Sometimes they come close around 0.3 degrees in the sky, zero point 0.5, 0.7. Every time, even though they come close, there can be a few variations. But this time, they are coming so close that they appear like a double star. So here, where is the thing? Now, this is what the conjunction is, and this is what makes it special, because if you are able to capture it, right, it will be a very special picture you will be getting. It will be a very special event that you will be getting, because these two planets are not going to come this close again, at least in a lifetime, right? So yeah, so if you are wondering, sir, if this is such a special event, how can we observe it? So observing it is very easy. I'll show you that how exactly you can observe it. So basically, you can observe it through a software which is known as. You can observe it with your naked eyes. How to do it? I'll show you with the help of software, right? And it's a simulation, so it will help you to basically judge it yourself. Okay, so wait. Let me just share the screen again.
I think some of them had the question that can we observe it from here? And can we observe it with a telescope? Do we need a telescope? So I hope when you're talking about how to see it through stellarium, you'll address those points.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. So yeah, so guys, see this event, even though it is very special, it is very easy for us to observe. Why am I saying it is easy for us to observe? Because just like all the stars or everything you see in the night sky, this also you can see with your naked eyes. You just need to know at what time you have to see this, in which direction you have to see it, and how will they appear, and how do you identify it, right? So to show you that, I'm taking you to a very nice and a very interactive software, that is Stellarium. Many of you might even know about it. So what it is a basically it is a it's this software. It shows us virtually that how our sky looks at a particular point of time on a particular day, right? So here you can see that it shows you a background that as if you're sitting in a big open field. Here you can see this the sky above you, and on the bottom, if you see that, it shows you the time and the date of where you are when you are seeing it. So it is showing me the sky of 19 December 2020, that is today, at 12:18, which is the time which is right now where I'm sitting. So I'm sitting over at Delhi, so it is showing me the sky of Delhi right now. Yeah. So here, so as you, I can pan around, I can move around and see that in which direction, what kind of thing we'll be seeing in the sky. So this small letters over here, the S, SW, W, so they denotes the directions, right? So S means south, west, W means west, and SW means southwest. So if I see that, I will be able to see the, obviously this, it is around noon time. So yeah, so sun is high up in the sky, and I will be able to see it right above me in the southern direction, right? So let's check how the sky will change as the day progresses. So for that, I will be, let's say, I will be fast forwarding it a bit. So if I fast forward it a bit, you can see that now the time is changing very fast over here, and yeah, and you can see that the sun is also setting in the southern west and western direction. Obviously, we have learned that the sun sets in the west, right? So yeah, it's not always exactly west. Sometimes it is in the west, sometimes it is in the southwest, sometimes in the northwest, depending on where you say, where you are, right? So yeah, so this is where the sun sets at. For my location, the sun is setting at around 5:30, right? So yeah, so at your location also, the sun will set somewhere around from 5 o'clock to around 6 o'clock. So the time when the sun sets will vary, right? So what will happen is that just after the sunset, you will see that the sun starts appearing a bit darker. And when it gets dark, right when where the sunset happened, right in which direction where the sunset happened, just above it, you will see after some time two bright object will start appearing in that direction only, right? So to observe it, what you need to do, to see it, what you need to do, you need to basically go out at the sunset, enjoy the sunset, and after the sunset, just try looking up. After sunset, after around 15-20 minutes, you will see that there is a bright object which which starts appearing in the sky over here, right? So this is your planet Jupiter, and these are they're actually two planets, Jupiter and Saturn. And as you can see that they are very close to each other right now, right? So here they are in the west, they are in the southwest, and here they are very close to each other, right? So if I just zoom it in, you can see that how they are, you can see that how they are very close. So let me just zoom it in a bit. If I zoom it in, you can see that how they are very close. Even though they are very close, you can see that how they are very close, they are appearing very close, and they are coming together every single day as the day progresses. Today is 19, so it is 2 days from conjunction. And even if today you go out and you watch it, you will hardly be able to differentiate between them with your naked eyes. Right. So yeah, so this is how this will work. So again, now at what time you will be able to see it? You will be able to see it right from the sunset till about 7 to 7:30 in the evening. So that is the only window. What will happen after 7:30? After 7:30, just like the sun, they will set in the same southwest direction. So to observe it, what you need to do? You need to go out, enjoy the sunset, and after sunset, just keep looking in that direction only, right? Right above it, around 30° above in the sky, you will see that two shiniest object which you can see. They most probably are your planets, Jupiter and Saturn, very close to each other. And if you look very closely, you will see them, you will be able to differentiate them, right? So if you want to enjoy the conjunction, don't just see that on 21st. What you do is you start seeing it from today, or maybe yesterday was even better, right? Just start seeing that and just check that how it changes every single day, how basically how the distance closes down every single day. Because on 21st, when you see them, you won't be able to differentiate between them without a telescope or a binoculars, right? So yeah, so this is how you can see. Right. So, okay. Any other questions about it? We will address it. But yeah, with the telescope also, telescope is even better. Where do you have to point your telescope? Again, in the southwest direction, depending on at what time you are seeing. If you want to see the exact location where you are seeing, just use some of these apps like this. So here I'm using the app Stellarium. Now, Stellarium is a software which is free for desktop. If you want to do it, want to download it from the Play Store, it costs you some money, right? It is around 200 to 50 bucks like that. And but there are, if you want to do it on your phone itself, there are many different apps, tracker apps, which you can use. They are free of cost on the Play Store. There is one Star Tracker, there is one Sky Safari, Sky Tracker. So there's plenty of those. Just use any of those apps and it will show you the position and the time of these planets, where exactly they are, right? So yeah, so this was it. Let me just show you a few more things about it. Yeah. So again, I myself have been doing it for the last couple of days just to see that how they are coming close and how the planetary alignment is coming on. So this is, I have clicked it from 17th December from the Delhi sky, and here you can see that with the moon, Jupiter and Saturn are visible. So right now you won't be able to identify it, but I'll just point it out. So here, this faint dot you see where the point marker is pointing, that is Saturn, and just below it over here, that is Jupiter. So this is how far they were at, let's say, 7 o'clock on 17th. Let me show you that how close they were yesterday. Yesterday, you can see the difference that they have actually come close, right? So what happens is that as the day progresses, they will start coming together. So here also, this is both these planets from the Delhi sky on 18th of December. Right. So I clicked it from the exact same time at the exact same location, and you can see that they have come closer. But they have not only come closer, they are actually coming down also. So if you see these planets yesterday, they were a bit up. If you see them today, they are going to be a bit down. If you see them tomorrow, it is going to be even lower. And on the day of conjunction, even lower. And then after a few days, it will fade up into the night sky, into the sky. And after that, you won't be able to see it for quite some time, right? So this is Saturn. This is again the Jupiter. So this is how they're moving, right? So now this is not the only conjunction that is coming up. There are many other conjunctions which are coming up. Let's say first one is the one between Jupiter and Saturn. This is the one. So why is it special? Because this is the conjunction where they are coming as close as zero point 0.1 degree each other, right? So why the astronomers are very excited about it? Because when you try to basically view it from the telescope or try to photograph it for using a telescope, there is a chance of even getting them within the same frame, right? So within a single frame you can get two planets, and this rarely happens. This very
And as
rarely
you've
or
done with the
almost never
camera
happens.
also, you
Yeah,
managed to get it on the same frame, so
yeah,
students can try to do that.
yeah. So even if you don't have the telescope, with the camera also, you just try it, right? And then you can see that how they're coming closer. And what I say is, don't stop on the conjunction day. Try to capture the images 2 or 3 days after, till 2 or 3 days after the conjunction also. So you can see the entire process, that how they are coming together, closer. On the day of conjunction, they're almost together, and then they will start again going away. Right? So if I show you the previous picture, so this is how they will move. So yesterday they were this close. If I were to see them today, I will expect them to appear somewhere over here at 7 o'clock, and the distance will be around this close. Jupiter lower, Saturn above, and after day after tomorrow over here, and on the day of conjunction at 7 o'clock, I will basically expect them to be over here where they are appearing to be a double star, right? But after that, what will happen is you will see that the Jupiter will go up, Saturn will go down, and this is how they will again start separating. They're going to go their separate ways, right? So yeah, so after this one moment, so yeah, they will go again. So I was showing you, let's say, the different. Wait, yeah. Over here, I was showing you the different conjunctions. So the next one after this is there going to be a conjunction between Venus and Mars, where they're going to be again very close to each other, but not this close. They are going to be 0.5 degree away from each other. And then a very interesting conjunction after this one, about which personally am very excited about, is the one which is happening on 30th of April 2022. That is around 1.5 years from now. So that is between two of the brightest planets in the night sky, the Jupiter, Venus, and Jupiter. So after the moon, so yeah, so these are the two of the two brightest planets in the night sky, and they are coming extremely close to each other. They'll be coming, let's say this one is 0.1 degree, they'll be coming at around 0.2 degrees, right? So that will also be a very interesting event coming up. So yeah, wishing you a clear skies. So guys, with this, we are ready to take some questions from yours. Just okay. So if you have any doubts about this conjunction, how to observe it, anything, just ask us. Like, yeah.
So yeah, I think we have a lot of questions. So let me first address a few.
Hmm.
Yeah, so some of them were wondering, firstly, what is the software? So let's repeat that. It's Stellarium. And so that's Stellarium. It's freely available on the laptop, but not on the, I mean, on the phone, you have to pay for it, right? Uh,
Hmm.
right.
Yeah, ma'am, it does. It does.
Yeah, so that was Stellarium. And also you can use it on the phone, not just Stellarium, but you can use other software on the phone. Uh, so like
Sky
uh,
Safari,
Sky
Sky
Safari.
Tracker. So
Yeah, so
if you have the
basically,
iPhone or the Android, yeah.
so basically what you do is that will help you recognize that Arjun can I think, change it to an interview mode so we can see both of us. So
Sure, sure.
yeah, so
Okay.
what I wanted to say is, you can use your phone because a lot of people don't know how to find Jupiter and Saturn in the night sky. So what
Hmm.
you can do is use your phone and do a search for the word Jupiter or search for the word Saturn, and then uh, use the gyroscope of your phone. It will help you identify where it is in the sky, and then once you do that, then you'll be able to track Jupiter. Of course, Arjun already said that the best way to do it is follow the sunset, and you will see it in that direction, but you can use the help of your phone.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's, yeah, a lot of questions, so let's take a few of the questions. uh, let's address Arjun. Is it visible from everywhere? Can everybody see
Yes.
this conjunction?
Yes, everybody can see this conjunction. It is visible from everywhere. Reason being that these planets, they are usually seen from everywhere. So yeah, so they are at a particular distance from the sun. So if you can see the sunset, after sunset you can see the Jupiter and Saturn also, and you will be able to see this conjunction. So yes, it is visible from everywhere. After sunset, you just have to keep looking in the west, and the brightest object there is Jupiter. Just follow this, and you will be able to view this conjunction. If you still need some help, just like Mila ma'am said right now, you can download a few quite a few apps from on the mobile, right? So we like to recommend a few, like Sky Safari. That is very nice, right? That is a free of cost, and that is very nice. For iOS, you can use something like Star Tracker. Just go to Play Store and say Star Tracker apps, and plenty of them will appear, right? And they can help you to identify these stars also. If your phone has a gyroscope, just enable the gyroscope and it will be able to show you that also, right? So it is very easy to use, and it is very interesting, and you will be able to see it. Yeah, so yeah, ma'am.
So thanks. And Sparsh asks whether we'll be able to see the Great Conjunction in pollution or not.
We will we will hope, see, okay,
I
so
mean, it
let me just
might
tell
cover
you.
you. The clouds might cover you, and that is a
Exactly.
it is a joke with
Exactly.
astronomers. It does happen, and in that case, we can't do anything. You can only look at your software at that time.
Yeah.
But hopefully, you'll be able to see it depending on your location.
Yes, yes. See, the thing is that uh, right now, since it is winters, even where I'm sitting right now, that is in Delhi, it is a lot of fog. It has a quite a bit pollution as well. But the best thing about this is that Jupiter and Saturn, they are planets. And planets, because they're closer to us, you will find that they are usually the brightest object in the night sky. They don't flicker and they don't twinkle like the other stars. They are usually there. They don't twinkle. They are like the small light bulbs someone has placed in the sky, right? So even if you are there in a polluted sky, you may not be able to see the other stars, but there is a very good chance that you will be able to see these two planets. But yes, as Milam said, that there is always a chance of clouds, because if clouds happens, nobody can do it. You won't be able to see it. Yeah.
So, but it's been pretty good viewing from at least where we are seeing in Delhi. So,
Hmm.
please do go out and see it tonight because maybe that will help you identify it in advance. So, like Arjun sir said, so that will help you follow it for the next couple of days. Okay, so Pratyush Mehra asks, and it's a very good, interesting question. How will it look like from Mars?
Good question. You see, from Mars, it won't look like a conjunction. Reason being that on this particular date, Earth, Jupiter, and Saturn, they are coming in a single line, not Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. So if you were to see it from Mars, you will see that, okay, so Jupiter is right here and Saturn is right here. So just because you are on Earth and on that particular day, Earth, Jupiter, and Saturn, they are coming in a straight line, conjunction is happening. If you are on any other place, for the matter of fact, even if you are on Moon, right, you may not be able to see them as close, or maybe so the difference will happen depending on how far you are, right? Obviously from Mars, because it is in its orbit and it is not aligned with the Earth right now, the conjunction won't be visible from there.
Okay, so thanks for that. And that's a very good question. It really depends on your line of sight and how the planets are lining up in the geometry based on where you are watching it from. Okay, so Narendra Kadam asks, will they still be there together on 25th December?
They will. Basically, what happens is that, like I told you, they are coming together every day. Like on 17th, they are pretty far away from each other. On 18th, they come closer, closer, closer. On 21st, they will be just like will be very close and look like a double star, and then they will start separating. Right. So around the new year, after around 30 or 31st, what will happen is that after sunset you will stop seeing them in the night sky. Why? Because since they are going down and down and down, they will go very close towards the sun and will set again with the sun, so you won't be able to see this the planets even.
Yes, so you
So
only have
before
a
we
few
do
more
that,
days to see
yeah,
it really
yes,
close together. And
yes,
even then, it's getting closer to the horizon. So that might be an issue based
exactly,
on where you're
exactly,
watching it from. So
yeah,
try to be high up so that your horizon is not covered.
yeah,
Okay, but
that
the
is going
reason
to,
I brought up this, Arjun, is also to make an interesting point that a lot of people are asking, is this the kind of conjunction that occurred during the Christmas star when where they show Jesus being born? Because they show a very bright star. So now the question that everybody in the community is asking is, could it have been a double star? And that's the kind of things that we can solve now, because we can, using software, we can go backward in time and
yeah,
see what actually happened on that day. So it could be that the very bright star depicted when Jesus was born, it
yes,
was actually a conjunction like
yes.
this.
Or because I have also heard about this, and some people even say that the bright object that visible at the sky there then was the Halley's comet.
Yeah, it could
So
have been Halley's or some other
yes,
comet. That's the
yes,
other
yes,
theory, right?
yes, yes, right.
Okay, so Priyanka Tandon asks which direction to see, and maybe you've already addressed it, but just repeat which direction so that everybody
Yes.
gets it clearly.
Okay. Okay. So you have to see it in the west direction. Not even the west, you have to see bit in the southwest direction. So what you have to do is you just go out at the evening and see the sunset first. Right? When you see the sunset, the direction where the sun is actually setting is the west direction. So what you have to do is you have to either see in that direction or maybe a little bit left of it. Right? Just face where the sun is setting and just see even at least either in that direction or a little bit left of it, because a little bit left of it is the southwest. So between the west and the southwest, you will be able to see somewhere up over there, you will see the two bright objects, and those are your Jupiter and Saturn. And if you look closely, you will find that they are not one, they are two. And if you are able to locate that, then you have exactly found it, because no other object are that close. Two bright objects are that close right now. Yeah.
And again, somebody asked, Dishika, how can we track Jupiter and Saturn through Sky Safari? So let's
Hmm.
just repeat that for them.
Okay, so through Sky Safari, so basically all these apps like Sky Safari and Star View, what all these apps have is they have a feature of entering the date and time. So whatever date and time, you just click on now here, looking at that time, or if you just enter the date and time. Let's say if I want to observe it today, 19th of December, I'll just enter date 19th December at 7 o'clock. And it will show you that at 19th December, 7 o'clock, where exactly these two planets are. You just point it towards the west and you will be able to find it. Right. So even if they have the gyroscope, you will be able to see them there. Right. So yeah.
So some people are asking, can we see it with binoculars?
You can. And actually, I would suggest that if you have something like binoculars or telescopes, do that. See it through that, because that will give you a very beautiful view, right? Because if you are looking through the telescope or binoculars, you will even be able to see the moons of Jupiter and the rings of Saturn in the same frame. That is something to be excited about, right? As the sky gazers and as the astronomy enthusiast, that is a very special thing to see.
So yeah, let's take this question. Can you see it from every country in the world at the same exact time?
We will be able to see it from most of the countries in the world. Basically, if you are mostly in the Scandinavian region, right, in the northern part of the, so basically at that time they are not having the sunrise or right now. So if you are that high up in the altitude, you might not be able to see it. But if you are, let's say, below that, maybe in Indian region or maybe high up above as the Europe and all, and even as down low as Australia, from most of the countries of the world, you will be able to see this conjunction, and it will happen after the sunset, no matter where you are. So just after sunset, look up in the sky and you will be able to see it.
And you won't have much time to see it. So
Yes.
please do as Arjun sir says and start tracking it after sunset. You won't see it right away, but you'll see it pretty soon after. And by 7:30, you won't be able to see it at all. So you just have that one small time window after sunset to see it, starting at 6:30. Is that right, Arjun? 6:30
Yes,
to
ma'am.
7 is the best time.
6:30 to 7 is the best time because as we are in northern hemisphere, there is winter right now here. So what happens is that the sun sets a bit early, around 5:36. So at around 6:30, by 6:30, the sky is dark enough for you to see these two planets. And when you see this there, 6:30 to 7, according to me, is the best window, because after 7, it will go a bit down towards the horizon and you won't be able to enjoy it much.
So, which Anupama Bimalas, which planet will be able to see first, Jupiter or Saturn?
These two planets will appear together, but which planet you will be able to see first? That is Jupiter, because Jupiter is the second brightest planet in the night sky, and like I showed in the pictures, even the Jupiter is the brighter one. So obviously the brighter one will appear first. So first you will start seeing the Jupiter, and as it gets darker and darker, after Jupiter you will see the Saturn. But since they are very close to each other, you might not be able to differentiate.
I
Right? So
mean,
you have to look closely all through it.
I already could not differentiate it last night, so that
Yeah.
I think it is already very close together. But in
Hmm.
general, Jupiter is a very bright planet, so you'll be able to see that easily in the night sky.
Hmm.
So Madhav Krishnan asks, which is the place you're showing in the stellarium?
Basically, on the Stellarium app, you can see it at any location on the Earth, right? If you want to see it at your location, also you can do that. I showed at my location, that is Delhi. Right? So in Delhi, over there in Stellarium, there is an option which lets you find your location, right? There, if you want me to show it again, ma'am?
Uh,
Okay,
yeah, maybe you can show it again. So a
sure.
lot of people have questions based on Stellarium. Again, the way you do it on your laptop is or your computer is you can download Stellarium,
Hmm.
and we're not explaining the whole software now. We're just using it as a tool. Uh,
Yes,
but basically you can enter your location. There's a way to enter your location.
exactly. You see, to enter your location, you have to go on on the left panel. If you're using it on the system, right? Just go on the left panel. Here is the location
Which is the
window, and
settings. These
here,
are the settings panel. You can
yes, this is
enter
the
the
setting panel,
location.
and you can enter any location on the Earth you want, and it will show you the sky of that location. Here. See, if I'm going in USA right now, USA, it is the night, and it shows
Or
me
you
in the
can
night.
zoom in and find any location of India
Exactly,
or UAE or wherever
exactly,
you're from, and just click
exactly.
on it, and it's going to set your location. And you can use
Yes.
the software after that every night to watch what's in the night sky.
Exactly. So over here, if I see over here, you can see over here. You can even write it down. You can see Dubai. If I'm looking for Dubai, it's you just write Dubai, and it shows you the sky of Dubai. And here I am looking at Dubai now. Right. So this is how it works, and it is very simple, very easy to use. And if you are astronomy enthusiast, if you want to let's say gaze the night sky and look at what is there in the beyond our Earth, you should use this app. So, yeah.
So let's take a couple of questions of another type.
Hmm.
Uh, Somebody asked, will it harm us to watch it like an eclipse does? And also, Naveen Jaikumar asked, do we have any geophysical impact on Earth? So let's just talk about these 2 points.
Yes. So, ma'am, if you so basically, no, it won't. It won't harm it us at all. Looking these two planets, because planets are very the first. Let's address that why it's harmful to view the eclipse, because while viewing the eclipse, solar eclipse, what happens is that you are looking at the sun, right? And sun is actually very bright, and because of the lens of your eye, if you look at it directly, obviously the retina at the back is at the risk of getting harmed. And at the eclipse, because the rays are getting concentrated, if you look at it directly, your eyes can get hurt, and that is the only reason that it can harm you. But planets, they are very faint, that they are like a point object. If seeing the light is going to harm you, the seeing the tube light or the any other light of your home is going to harm you more than just a small point in the night sky, right? So obviously it will not have any kind of impact like this. And talking about the impact on Earth, or geographically speaking, if it is going to have any impact on Earth, I don't think so. Because what happens is that these planets, they are actually very far away from Earth. Like, if I were to tell you, the light that takes to reach Earth, 8 minutes to reach Earth, it takes more than an hour to reach Jupiter, right? So yeah, so Jupiter and Saturn are actually very far away from us. So these planets don't they are too far away to have any geographical impact on Earth. So yeah, so there is no impact like this. It's just that it is just a beautiful sighting, and it is happening after a long. Yeah.
Yeah, let's yeah, so uh, one of them
It
had a
does.
question that we cannot see it if it's not if it's close to the sun. So, and this did happen 20 years ago, right, when it lined up.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
let's talk about that.
Okay, so you see, like I told you, this event is it's a event which happens after every 20 years. After every 20 years, they come close to each other. So 20 years ago, in 2000, let's say in 2000 or 2001, they come close to each other, and they at that time also they are pretty close, like zero point 0.2 or zero point 0.3 degrees. But what happened is at that time, these two, even though they lined up, they are just behind the sun. They are very close to the sun. So after sunset, we could not even locate them. Right. So last time we saw this great conjunction was actually 40 years ago. Right. So yeah, so even though it happens after every 20 years, it's still rare. Right. And it's still once in a lifetime. And to be able to see them this close is, again, it's a fortunate one to be able to see.
Yeah, so if it's too close to the sun, you're not able to see it because the sun's brightness will wash it away, will make it too dim. So, so it's better. But this time it's in a very ideal location away from the sun, and that's why we'll be getting a good view of it. And again, it is already up there. You can see the two in conjunction. So a lot of you had the question. Uh, about what happens if there's pollution. So again, we did answer it, saying that that's nothing we can help, but there are some sites which will be showing it live, and
Hmm.
on our Facebook we'll try to give you the links for some places that will show it live. But it's just a star conjunction, and it happens for a short time. So you might be able to see it, but we will give you a couple of links which are showing it live.
Hmm.
Okay, so for all of you who had Stellarium questions, uh, are any urgent? Do you know if we can download it for the Mac also?
Yes,
Uh,
yes. Like I said, Skyview Lite. Skyview Lite is one of our one app which is free of cost and which is there on the which is available on the iOS store. So if you can't get the Sky Tracker or the Star Tracker, just go to Skyview Lite. So that is a very nice one to have.
so yeah, again, I think we answered most of your questions,
Hmm.
and the so you can see it every night nowadays. So please do go out at 6:30 or earlier, track the conjunction and track Jupiter and Saturn from the setting sun, as Arjun sir says.
Hmm.
And you can try to photograph it on your mobile phone. And if you have a DSLR, of course, you will get a very good view. You can try to, it's a very good opportunity to photograph. So do try to observe it, and use your binoculars, use your telescopes, and take some very good photographs. And please tag us if you're posting your photographs so we can also highlight your photographs. So uh, I don't know if we have any more questions about the conjunction. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Uh, I mean, yeah, just that try try seeing it. Just start seeing it today and do it for the next week or so, and you will be able to see that how they're coming together and how they're going flow away. So yeah, so with this,
And
hope to wishing you a clear skies. Hope you'll be able to see it, and the clouds won't ruin the experience. So that's all, ma'am, from my side.
right. So again, if you're confused, then do go outside and use any of the phone apps that we've been talking about, and try to try to see it. Try to just search for the object on your night sky, and you'll be able to see it. Okay, so I hope that addressed most of your points, and I'm going to just talk about a little more. Okay, so as you know, we are STEM and Space, and again, we are very happy that you've all joined us today. And I hope we were able to help you with how to see this great conjunction, because you are all students and you may not get this opportunity again. You will get opportunities to view eclipses. But anyway, this is the great conjunction. And these two planets that rarely come together are very, very close. They already look like a double star. They're very close together. So this is a great chance for you to see it. And we hope you can get clear skies to see it. So I'll just share a little more with you. So a lot of you who joined us here today are participating in National Astronomy Challenge. So again, I just want to tell you, we are STEM and Space. We bring astronomy and space workshops to students all over India and now all over the world. So please join us for any of the things we are doing. And one of them is National Astronomy Challenge. This is going on right now. You can register, and it's your chance to be part of an astronomy Olympiad. We will be giving you the material, and it's coming up right now in January. And this time, the winners will go with us to ISRO at Sriharikota, and we'll have a whole space expedition. We'll meet scientists, we'll have workshops, and we will be able to see the ISRO Center. So that's the grand prize. So I hope all of you will participate with us in the National Astronomy Challenge that's happening. We also are conducting some really fun workshops right now. Not workshops, they're astronomy clubs. These are 12-week sessions for very small kids, which is far from home, which follows the adventures of an alien as he goes through space and lands here on Earth. And we have another one ongoing for grade 5 and 6, which is Destination Mars, where you learn all about Mars expeditions, what is there on Mars, how we are going to create settlements on Mars, and you'll be exploring Mars with us. So these are workshops that are starting right now. These are not just workshops, but 12-week space exploration camps. So again, you're welcome to join us. We do workshops all through the year, and please follow us on Facebook or on our social media channels, and you'll find out what we're doing, and you can share your pictures of this conjunction with us, so that's a good way to start to get to know us. And with that, thank you everyone for joining. All you young astronomers, we're happy to see so much excitement. Do go outside and see this once in a lifetime event. And this is visible with the naked eyes. All of you can see it, and you can show your family and your friends. And Arjun, thanks for sharing all the methods of how to see it and what is a great conjunction. So with that,
Thank you so much,
everyone,
ma'am. Yeah.
thanks for joining, and bye.